when I speak of Beth, I speak of Beth Dunham, and I'm speaking of Beth because she quite literally inspires me so tremendously. The nuts and balls and dicks and shaft and shatters on her is just like Mozart I see inside of her and me. I mean, she just psychologically knows how to bag and stag, or bag a stag and like rip. Literally, like rip, my God. Yippee-ki-yay, motherfuckers! Oh my God. And this is the epitome of everything that I see too, by the way, because when we're talking about the Cowboys and Indians, that's a moment in our history of a trajectory of what had happened when when Christopher Columbus, my friend, came in, and oh God damn, I couldn't even imagine what they did to them. It's probably hard to even crosshair the level of hatred and ugliness they were. Because did you know that the Native Americans at the time were just the thing that they were the most shocked about was how this Christopher Columbus, how the Englishmen treated their children. They could not believe how we treated our kids. And, you know, when you talk about the fruits of the world and the fruits of the earth, dude, my God. I mean, you're talking about our children generationally. We see it right now. This new awakening that we see is all from the Gen X generation, expansually coming out of the fruits of the souls of the earth's oven to which we adhere to. Because we are energy and motion, boo, quite literally, you. The only thing that really is and will ever be is the OG of me. And I'm quite literally speaking to me, from me, through me, back to me via this electronic device I see in front of me. Because ultimately, there's nothing else around me right now, is it? Do you see anything else? I don't either, boo. But I see you, and I'm looking to me. I see me right there. But I know that out the doors of me, I know that outside the bubble of the life of me, there be other bubbles of life. This is like the land down under. You see, I'm here in my little sanctuary, safe as can be. But when I go out into the public, I enter into what I consider to be the ocean of weeds and flowers and trees and nuts and bolts and you and me and movements of energies and stagnations, stags, I see, stags in me, cigar shops, yummy, beautiful women, all of those things. Life is life, and life is your wife, and she feeds. It's her job to feed you and me the atom bombs of what we see exteriorly. And I don't believe that we, as vibrational energies or beings of light, it's ever been our trajectories to be encapsulated via our freedom of thought patterns. Now hear me out. In Christianity, because I quite literally dwell in the center hell of the psychological hollow land. Sinkholes, I see sinkholes in me is what I see, because the town that I live in is known to have sinkholes, you see. And so it's this hollow land of a chastising chastity belt of judgmentalities, judgments, judgments I see, judgment here of me, judgment there of me, judgment here of we, judgment there of you. I mean, there's never a moment in time, hardly, in a rhythm and rhyme where you're talking to someone who's truly coherent and aware of the moment, and not looking at the veil of the membrane skin from within, reflecting back into the colorful hues of the rainbow blues that you are, boo. Because literally within you, there's this membrane skin from within that's harder than anything else in the entire. You think Charlotte's Web was tough. Holy fuck. I mean, our vests that rest on the chests of the thin blue line of the common design we all share within the hair of the United States of America, quite literally, has been combed through by me. I like to speak metaphorically, clearly, and that's, but within the belly of the whale, there be all of these, a shell, and it's covered in hair, and there's this hair in there. And within the hair of care, yes, and I'm saying that right, because the more you care, the more you share, the more you share, the more hair, and the more hair, the more tangled it be, because the more nuts, bolts, and rocks you get within you, because you just can't help it, boo. It's who you are. Not everybody's made the same in the judgment lane. And you see, what you got to figure out is that all the judgment comes from you, interiorly, boo. Or whoever it is that you in that moment are cordially inviting to see within the life of ye. Because at any moment in time, you can do an Irish wedding leaving or whatever, an Irish leaving, and walk the fuck out, boo. Nothing in the world says to you that you got to stay in the hay that you're stuck on, too. I mean, my God, there is water, and you can play, and you can get rid of it. But the point that I'm trying to make here is that everything is energy within you. So as your blood pumps through your veins, so does your reins of the horses that you adhere to. And now the 4 horsemen in the Bible to me are what I see as elemental charts of a scientific metallic energies. We're talking carbon, oxygen, hydrogen, and it's not peroxide, but that's what I'm going to say because that's what's coming to me. So I'm going to say it, but I don't know. Anyway, I am a jack of all trades and a master of none. I have only gone to psychological school. I have only been going to psychological school for approximately 2.5 years, you see, because prior to that, the life of me was busy feeding me, preparing me, adjusting me, magnificently formatting me like a carpenter, I see, to be who I am today. And that's the voice of the truth of the root of which I am ultimately. And so basically what A, B, C, and D is, I see the life of etymology being the wife of the atom bomb of you. And through the reins of the veins of the horses and the courses of the forces of the bloodlet energy in you is pumping through all of you, pushing and thrusting and shoving through the life of you, everything you be intimately, quite literally. That's how we manifestually rotate in and out, you see. Because every 7 years, it's an actual fact that every single being, every single fertilized I see, I'm trying to figure out the way to say it and see it the way that I know it to be, because you got to seesaw say it in a way that a 3-year-old can understand, you see. That's what's taken me so fucking long to get my voice. You see, when I was raising the plant out of the land I call Curie and Realty, I originally birthed out as Q. And as Q, I grew. Oh my God, I grew tremendously. The growth was prosperity. The growth was generosity. The growth was mothers to be. And this is what I see. You see, because within me is almost 20-something years of real estate industry plus. And so you see, I've been trying to manifestually finish this book that I'm writing about how within the soils of Clarksville, Montgomery County, I was able to mix emulsion, or life was able to, let me just say that, as my wife, gave me the military soil to work with. And anyway, coil. I see that snake coiled up saying, don't tread on me. Because it's true, you see. Because in 2020, when I went to the Trump rally, I was told 78 agents left me. 78 agents left me because I took some pictures in front of the Proud Boys that I could see at the Trump rally. And you know, I've always been a follower of my energy, friends. I always have been. Don't ask me to do something that I can't see the life of me being, because I won't do it. And that's pretty much all there is to it, probably, for any one of us. And if we do break our will and we bend a knee to what I see to be as bureaucracies, then we fail to see the view that you can see when you stand up straight and tall and use those knees to bend and flex and hold on, dun, 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 and all of that good jazz. Now, I'm not dissing anybody that gets down on their knees to pray. My God, I love to pray. I pray 24/7. Prayer is actually what I will be the massive. To me, most people do not understand, nor do they know how to pray, and that's clear to me. And I'm not saying that sarcastically. I live in the Bible Belt of chastity right here in Clarksville, Montgomery County. Literally, I believe that the belt of chastity is stronghold strangling the lives of our naturally occurring instincts, our naturally occurring wants, our naturally occurring selves. You know, who you were born to be, authentically, not who you were bred to be. Who you were bred to be, for me, I was bred to be Secretariat. That's who I am. I'm Secretariat, and I was bred to be a badass, a little sassy ass, a little foxy jewel. That's who I am. That's what I see whenever I see me. And so, through light body energy sources, we be, and that's what I want to start sharing with you. And I'm just going to start throwing these on YouTube because I don't give a fuck anymore, boo. When I opened up Q back in, I don't know, 2016, something like that, I was all love, heart, I was all heart, buggy, and carriage, you see. Quite literally, I was 100% into every single bit of everything that I was doing. But now that the shift in my reality has happened, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to be straight and I'm going to be true. I no longer see the heart in me that I once did for you, the human species of who I really don't care to share too much more of me with, because the one thing I know is that as a unity and as a strength, we're really strong. And that's pretty long. That's pretty cool, you know. It never goes anywhere either, by the way. Every single one of these grows, and it grows into me and you and all the glue that you adhere to exteriorly outside of you and me, intervibrationally, because energy never dies, you see. It only mutates, it just turns into something else. And not that I don't love people, because God knows that I do. I just don't think that I will ever be able to see life the way I once did. And so now I figure at this point, I don't care anymore. And that's not me being ugly. That's just me saying I don't give a fuck anymore. But I'm going to tell you, the idea, the thought process, and the heart and the life that once did dwell in me, it's still there. It's just, you know, in the past history. I got to flip it over, you see. Damn. I like doing shit like this because I feel like it makes you have to twist your head and think about me. I don't know why, but it does something for me. I dig it, so I'm going to keep on doing it. Anywho, this is me, Tara, and I'm going to keep continuously sharing with you the glue of me so that I can hopefully help you straighten up your trajectory in whatever chastising belt that you see in front of you, given the mindfuckery of the etymology that lies and dwells within the various Bibles or books of the Bible that you don't see, and that you do see, and that you haven't seen, and that you refuse to look at, because the freedom of thought within you has been so encapsulated in the glue that you absolutely are so terrified to see anything unusual within your view that you instantaneously want to throw a judgment on it and walk away, when maybe sometimes in this day and age you could rest your beast, calm the air, take a breath, let it out, and focus on the inner vibrationally, interiorly, inside of you, how you feel about whatever it is that's going on. How do you feel about it? Talk it through. Why do you feel about it? Why do you feel that way? And I don't care if you have to say something that terrifies you about you, and you say, I hate you, and I'm not supposed to. Well, the reality is that half of you is meat and half of you is electricity, or whatever you want to call this menagerie and whatever this is. But I always boil it down to seeds and soil language. And so it's a 3-body system I see of seeds and soil and a language of love within the light body beings, vegans. I'm going to tell you, it's going to have something to do with meat. That's going to be an optional service for me to have to share with you, because that's a touchy subject, boo. I remember when Oprah Winfrey touched on that meat industry a long time ago, you see. But when I went to the Trump rally in D.C. in 2020, I got to see Eric Trump there too. I'm going to have to tell you, I can see quite intrinsically off of talking to a gentleman who was a carpenter there, that there is some issues there. So we could look at that too. But let's get smarter people than me. Let's get smart people together. Let's all gather underneath a tree, maybe under a locality. The locality of the tree matters too. Who runs the tree? What hearts beat the tree? So this is what I'm looking at, B. Come on, Matthew. Beat with me, Matthew McConaughey. Anywho, I won't take long for pitter pats of little feet to hear what I'm trying to say and do, and it'll instigate something to happen. I don't know what, but I can tell you that I don't give a fuck. I just want you to realize what I see, that within all of the etymology that I've learned, and it all comes down to farming energies. We are energy farmers, and we are being farmed by energies. And so our energies most viciously have been fucked with, you see. This is Ollie. Anyway, and yeah. So it's just, it's something else. I don't know. I'm excited to keep talking about it with you, and I'll just keep sharing it through, and then whoever wants to watch me can watch me, boo. But it's all about me and my tree and what I see and who I am, and it ain't got jack shit to do with nobody else or anybody else outside of my lessons, what I've learned through the human the encyclopedia of humanoid emotional statuses I've had the opportunities to see in the life in front of me. And yeah, that was a lot of words to use, but for some reason it's what feels good to me. So it's the words that I'm going to use. And psychologically speaking, you have to know that you have got to be pushed, shoved, drug. You got to be shown. It's gain is pain, and pain will stain, and stain is okay too, because gain will get it out too. Gain will stain. Now I hear a vein. All of the words go together, boo. Just start paying attention. Start paying attention, and you're going to see it too.